What's up everybody? It's been a while since we've done a deck profile video, but we're going to go with one of my favourite decks at the moment. We're going with the Reboot Beerus, the ramp one. Since the latest anniversary box, he's got a lot of support, and the latest ban list, he's basically got a lot stronger. So let's dive in. So when this card attacks, you choose, or when it attacks your leader card, choose one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 2 or less and KO it, or you can draw a card. And he awakens when you're at 4 energy or 4 life. And then you untap one and draw one. And on this side, he's got a permanent of when your opponent's life is 4 or less, at any time this card deals damage to your opponent's leader, you may choose one card in your drop area and place in your energy in rest mode instead of them taking a life. So when they're on 4 life, they're pretty much locked to 4 life when this leader attacks. But on auto, when this card attacks, you may choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 3 now and KO it, or you get a draw a card. And then he's got his activate main, tap 16, you just win the game. So what we'll do, we'll go into the actual Z deck card that made this whole deck possible and a lot more consistent. We've got Whis from on high. If your leader card is a blue Beerus and all your energy is mono blue, when this card is played, you get to add one mono blue card from your drop area and add it to your energy in rest mode. So 9 times out of 10, this is my turn 2 play because he costs 2 energy and only 1 Z energy. And I'll come to like the perfect one for that in like the thing to charge or play in a minute for that. And then he's also got an activate main. Remove this card from the game and then choose one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 4 or less and place it at the top of the owner's deck. So it's a little bit of like it ruins their hand because they know what they're going to get again. So you just don't pick a cantrip or whatever like I've done before, which was silly. Then for the rest of them, just going with Goku Stronger Together. His activate battle, I never use because he's not a superhero leader, but he's just in here for anyone who just gets a big hand, because it says here, if your leader is mono blue, when this card is played, if your opponent has 11 or more cards in hand, they place cards in their hand to the bottom of their deck until they have 10 left. So it kind of makes their hand a bit smaller so you can push through. And then just your normal blue kind of staples. You've got the Cell. When this card is played, choose one of your choose all of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 5 or less and place them under this card. He's deflect and crit. And 25k. Activate main once per turn. If you choose one or more card from under this and place all of them in the owner's drop area, switch this card to active mode. So he's almost like a dual attack. And it's got, additionally, if you use this card's skill and place 4 cards or more in the drop area, this card gains triple strike. So triple strike crit, you don't really want to be taking that. And then just the typical, we've got the one of Vegito. He's deflect, triple strike, barrier, blocker. So all the keywords. His first skill is mainly for the Trunks, but his second auto, at the end of the turn, switch this card to active mode and then choose one of your opponent's battle cards and place it at the bottom of the owner's deck. And then your opponent chooses one card from their hand and places it at the bottom of the deck. So it's a bit of board and hand disruption. And so the Unison, I play in this, obviously. It's a staple blue. I'll go with 4 boos. We all know what this guy does now. I'll just put him there for now, for not one of my other cards. So your turn 1 play that you hopefully want to see is we've got the Bulma God Tempter auto. When this card is played, choose up to 1 Whis with an energy cost of 4 or lower from your deck and add it to your hand, then shuffle your deck. And the Whis we are looking for is the Ramp Whis. So when this card is played, you draw 1 card, and then activate main, tap 2 blue energy. If your leader card is a blue Beerus, place this card in your energy in rest mode. So with this being turn 1, what I love to do is hopefully play this, swing with leader, combo this, charge it, and there you go. You've got your 1Z energy ready for the Beerus on turn 2. Then we've got the cards I feel like everyone should be playing in ramp decks. So I've got 2 Bergamos, Unstoppable Colossus, permanent. If your leader card is blue, during your turn, this card gets 2,000 power for each card in your and your opponent's energy. So with you get a lot of energy and your opponent has, say, 5 energy, he could get to quite high number. So he's pretty good for just a 1-drop. And when this card is played, he draws 1 card. My favourite card for the whole deck, I feel like it is very underrated, and I've caught a lot of people off with it. So we've got Chilled Intergalactic Marauder. When this card... Oh, sorry. We don't do the actual auto because it's the only chilled card we play. But what we want is the Activate Battle. Once per turn, for 3 energy, this card gains 6,000 power for each card in your energy, and it gains triple strike for the battle. I have won so many games with this because people just underestimate it. For example... on my last locals, I swung with it and it got to 130k before even comboing. Right. Boo's best friend. We've got Peel Off. Oh, the group leader Peel Off. Counter battle card attack. Play this card and choose 1 keyword skill on the attacking card and negate it for the duration of the turn. The one thing that stops Boo is Barrier. So, negate with this, get rid of Barrier, then bottom deck it. This happens on the counter window, and this happens on the auto window, so you could just get rid of it there. So, my super combos of choice, I've gone with a 2-2 split of Zeno and Vegeta. One thing I like about this is if I Z charge this, use a Whis, put it in my energy, then combo with this to get the Vegeta back, it's almost like I'm running 6 super combos. Just as a one-off, I've got the SS Vegeta, the Interceptor. It's just a counter to play this card. He's also dual attack. When this card is played, choose 2 of your opponent's battle cards and place them at the bottom of the owner's deck in any order. So it's almost like a little bit of a board control. And we're playing blue, so we're obviously going to play Kale. It's Deflect, Double Strike, Auto. We never really do the first one, because you always want to get this out on 7 energy. But if you have 7 or more energy, choose all your opponent's battle cards, ignore and barrier, and place them at the bottom of the owner's deck. And this card gains barrier and dual attack for the turn. So, and then we've got one of the Golden Avenger. We all know what he does right now. Since the ban list has made this card basically unstoppable. It's Beerus' best friend. So, if your leader is mono blue, when this card is played, look up to the top 4 cards of your deck and add up to 4 mono blue cards among them to your hand, your energy, or your energy, and place the remaining cards at the bottom of the deck in any order. And then at the end of the turn, this card restands. So he's basically a 30k, and then he's a blocker. And then one of the other fun cards in this deck, with a lot of keywords again, we've got the Another World Blitz. So he's Deflect, Triple Strike, Barrier, Blocker. And when this card is played, draw 1 card and then choose up to X of your opponent's battle cards, where X is the number of extra cards in your drop, and place them at the bottom of the owner's deck. So one thing I always like to do with this is any extra card I use, obviously put in the drop area, and any battle cards I use, I Z charge just to make sure I can get him out for the activate main, which is 4 blue. If there are no battle cards in your drop area, play this card from your hand. So it's a 4-drop rather than a 6-drop. And then it's also got a limit 1 at the end of the turn. Switch this card to active mode and then switch 1 mono blue energy to active mode. So if you've got a Boo out as well, you're doing his 0 tick, and then you are basically untapping 2 at the end of the turn. So I've got my secret rares. I've got my 4 secret rares of the deck. Got my 1 of Whis. He's 12 drop, 40k, quadruple strike, and this card attack and skill cannot be negated. And when this card is played, if your card is a Beerus, after your current turn, take another turn. So basically, you're just getting another turn. And then, fun little tech. I've got 7-drop Beerus. It's triple strike, and when this card attacks, if your leader card, when this card attacks a leader card, your opponent may choose 2 cards in their hand and place them in the drop area. If they don't, choose all your opponent's battle cards and energy and place them in the owner's drop area. You're probably wondering why I play this. Turning the Tide. So we all know what Turning the Tide does. It just rips your hand away. But how are we going to get these out on the same turn? So we play the Beerus, and then we play the actual secret rare. Most favourite card in this deck. So basically he's deflect and triple attack, and if your opponent has 4 or more energy, when this card is played, switch all your energy, or switch all your mono blue energy to active mode. So we pay the 7, and then he's also got a permanent here where it's for each card in your opponent's energy, the energy of this card is reduced by 3. So they've got basically, the moment they each have 2, this is a 2-drop, but you've got to have the 4 energy to be able to untap. So we play the Beerus, we play the Goku, untap everything, play the Turn the Tide, swing with the Beerus. So they lose all their hand and they lose all their energy. If they continue the game, well, basically you're just forcing them to scoop. So the overwhelms of the deck, I feel like these are like a staple overwhelm right now. So we've got the Dark Broly, overwhelm 6. When this card is played, choose one of your opponent's battle cards and send it to the owner's warp. So it's a bit of board removal. And then we've got the Bardock. When this card is played, using Overwhelm, draw 2 cards and then choose 1 card in your hand and place it in the drop area. So it's a bit of deck thinning. Right, onto the extra cards. Obviously, we're playing blue, so 4 D-Magic, 2 Dirty Burst. We've gone with 3 Realm of the Gods, Beerus Destroys. Only running 2 Zenzu Bean, as with how quick you ramp, you're never really going to have like untapped energy. And then just going with 2 Chilled Reinforcements. Then with us being a ramp deck, Tragedy Overground. You very rarely play this, but if you charge it, it scares your opponent because you can always just pick it up with Zeno. But when this card is activated, choose all your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and place them in your owner's energy in rest mode. And then also, when your opponent plays a battle card with an energy cost of 4 or more, it's placed in the energy instead of being played. Then I've gone with 1 Protector of the People. And so to counter attack, you negate the attack, drop a card, and every time your opponent swings with battle cards at your leader gains 5k. So for those wide decks that basically build up a board, just start swinging. your leader keeps getting bigger. And then I've gone with 2 internal energy shifts. Basically, negate the attack, and your opponent reveals a top card of the deck. If it's a battle card, you choose one of your mono blue or one of your battle cards and one of your energy and switch it to active mode. So, one of my favorite, or one of the best cards to do that with is if you've got either one of these out, just block 1 attack, negate with this. Hopefully it's a battle card and you get to untap and you've got yourself another blocker. I've had so much fun with this deck so far. One of the only main things that was stopping it was God's Seal. Now that that's gone, nothing really hits the 6-drop ramp Vegeta. But try out the deck. Tell me what you think. Let us know in the comments if there's any differences you would make. And if you like the video, like it. Feel free to subscribe. And we'll see you guys later for some more content. Peace.